Chakri Lokpriya with us on the show as well. Chakri, hi. My colleague Anurag has been talking about a story on insurance wherein he believes that the companies will have to take price hikes, and that is something which is likely to happen over the course of next few weeks itself. Now, insurance over the last couple of months has become quite interesting for investors because the overhang seems to be over. Do you still think the story is not fully discovered and priced in, or do you think perhaps the best is in price already now?
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me. I think the price hikes largely reflect the increased cost that, they're mandated to do now. They have to cover for existing ailments. Yeah, all that is and there's also, of course, the price revisions faced by the insurance companies are periodic versus other prices. Medical costs are going up continually. So all things adjusted, I don't think the price hikes of like whatever the 7-10% is kind of take care for the risks and the cost increases, but not really add to the profitability.
All right, let's move on then and let's talk about what exactly is happening with regards to post-budget movement. Looks like there is a meet lined up with the bankers as the finance ministers meet with the bankers to take stock of situation. We have Prakash who's here to tell us exactly what is likely to be discussed in the meeting with the PSU banking names. Prakash, over to you.
Yes, we are learning from our sources that the finance minister will be meeting with the heads of the public sector banks and regional rural banks next week. We are given to understand that the FM will chair post-budget meeting with the PSBs and RRBs, and the performance of the PSBs and the RRBs will be reviewed based on various parameters. So there will be two separate meetings, one with the PSBs and then with the RRBs same day, where various issues are likely to be discussed. FM is likely to review the steps taken by PSBs on deposit growth and NPA reduction. Along with that, steps related to improvement of digital infrastructure, cyber security are likely to be reviewed. In addition to that, FM is also likely to take stock on progress made regarding credit growth for sunrise sectors, opening of new branches in remote areas. The instructions had already been given to the public sector banks. Along with that, the performance of flagship schemes like PM Swanidhi Yojana, PM Mudra Yojana, PM Vishwakarma Yojana are likely to be reviewed by the finance minister. When it comes to regional rural banks, the most important thing is digitalization. We are given to understand that the steps taken by RRBs regarding digitalization are likely to be on agenda. Issues related to adoption of technology, loan management system in RRBs may be discussed by the finance minister as well. Back to you.
So that's a view coming in as far as the banking names are concerned. Shrikant Chauhan is also with us. Shrikant, we were just talking about the data as to the PSU stocks have come off materially, their peaks as well. What within PSU should be the first port of call to sell, and what could you continue holding? What's your view?
Good afternoon, everyone. I think, like for PSU banks, most of these stocks are underperforming and they are not following to the broader trend of the market. But while looking at the entire setup of like few selected stocks, then in that we feel this Punjab National Bank, which is currently around some 113, 114 levels, there we are seeing a good amount of distribution and it is consistently failing to sustain at higher levels. So from here, the stock can fall to the levels of maybe 100, 102 sort of levels, where it had support of previous important consolidation zone. So PNB looks weak, but otherwise, I feel State Bank of India is the stock on which we need to keep a close watch because the stock from here can fall to the levels of maybe 770, 775, but there the stock is having excellent support. So buy on dip correction should be the strategy for State Bank of India. But at current levels, I think we need to reduce long position in PNB or Bank of India also.
It's not turning out to be a bad session if I look at the breadth. If I look at some basic indicators of strength, they are looking reasonable to me. And I'm looking at global indicators, NASDAQ, 10-year, dollar index, CBOE, VIX, all of them are indicating that the storm in the global market essentially has come and gone. What looked like a very perfect stormy scenario when the yen carry trade started unwinding, from there versus now, I think you have come a long way. I mean, this market has passed 3 litmus tests in my book. Budget day, election day, budget day, and then what happened to the global market. So you've seen 2 local stress tests and 1 global stress test. And that's incredible. And that holds true for global markets also, where in a sense this entire hullabaloo which happened because of it almost appeared like a stampede or a financial Armageddon if you see a market like Japan, which would be the 3rd largest market in the world now. And if that market collapses by 12-13% in a single day, and then it comes back. So, that's markets for you. What is not coming back, I think, are banks. They are on the receiving end right now. NBFCs are on the receiving end. I mean, we'll be having a special chat on NBFCs. And the other one is Hero MotoCorp, where numbers were a miss. So that one is not coming back. Nuresh, Hero MotoCorp otherwise has been a bull market stock. Is today's decline a good day to buy into a stock for those who missed buying into it?
So I would avoid, because what we started seeing in the auto pack is first indications of a pause coming in or a correction also. So it's not just Hero MotoCorp. We've seen Bajaj Auto taking a pause. TVS Motors has made a new high, but it's not been a strong move. And to look at it, Hero MotoCorp has gone up from 3,300 where it broke out all the way to 5,800 levels. So I think we would be getting into a consolidation phase where 4,800, 5,000 becomes a base and 5,500 would be tough to cross. So unless one is looking for a small trade, buying on dips is okay. But otherwise, we are getting into a consolidation mode, which could last at least a few weeks or even months.
Let's talk about what's exactly happening with the metal pack, given the fact that you had the Supreme Court order, which is now allowing the states to collect past dues. Looks like it's going to hurt the miners pretty hard, because you saw the sector at one point in time see a sharp drop around 11 o'clock or so, and thereon is tried to recover. But what's your view about these companies, especially the mining companies? Chakri?
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. So see, I think this is reminiscent of what happened when the the coal licenses were cancelled about roughly 10 years ago, 10 years ago. And, and that led to a huge spike in the banking NPAs. For the next 10 years, the banking sector struggled. And then finally, the balance sheets are good now. Now, if you add the PSU current Supreme Court ruling, which is it's about 60,000 crores for just the PSUs. Add another 1 lakh crores for the private companies. 1,60,000 crores need to be repaid over the next, let's say, 10, 12 years. Now that completely takes away, the capex spends that these companies plan for the next many years, so which means the jobs that they were going to create and the NPAs that they'll create in the banking system. I think it is has multi ramifications across, right from job creation to NPAs.
On that note, thank you so much, Chakri, for joining us on the show, for giving us a view on metals as well as talking about the markets on that. And also, we will slip into a break on this edition of Closing Trade.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.